Hello, dear role players. Tired of CharacterAI's filters, slow responses, or just plain boring replies? Well, guess what? I found another one. Yep, another DeepSeek proxy site. And that's not even the best part. DeepSeek R10528 on this site actually has working thinking mode. Now, before we dive in, there are a couple of things you should know. This site actually has a lot more models available. So DeepSeek isn't the only one you can use here. Let me quickly run through the list. And yes, every single one is free. You can even use ChatGPT, though honestly, I haven't really tested it. So if you do, let me know in the comments if it's any good. Another great thing, this site doesn't have any real message limits. You can basically chat as much as you want. But there is one small thing to keep in mind, and I'll explain it later in the video. As always, if you run into errors, just refresh the page, wait a few moments, and try again. The site is pretty new, created by a small team, so occasional bugs are normal. But as long as they keep giving us free proxy models, we can forgive a few issues, right? Honestly though, this site feels way more stable than Nebula Block. You won't be stuck waiting 20 or 30 seconds for replies. Here, the responses are much faster. Alright, let's get into it. Now open Janitor.AI and enter any chat you like. Once you're inside, go to the top right corner and click the icon with 3 lines. That's your settings menu. Then click on API settings. And honestly, I'm really liking this new update to Janitor's API section. Anyway, press on Add Configuration. Name your proxy whatever you want, and let's get configuring. Now, for the model name, I'll use DeepSeek R1 because it actually has working thinking mode. But you can choose whichever model you want. To see your options, just open Google, type llm7.io, and hit the first link. Scroll down to Available Models. Pick whichever model you want from the list. Once you've decided, copy the model name, go back to Janitor, and paste it into the model name box. Now, for the proxy. Don't copy the proxy they list on the site, because for some reason, it doesn't work. Instead, I found another one that works perfectly. In the proxy box, type https api.llm7.io/v1/chat/completions. Pause the video if you need to. Make sure you get every letter right, or it won't work. Now we need an API key. You've got 2 options here. If you want, you can just type unused. It works, but it might be a bit unstable since a lot of people are using the same key. If you want your own API key, which I recommend, here's what you do. Go back to the llm7.io platform, copy this link, https token.llm7.io/. Paste it in your browser. You'll need to log in with your email, but once you do, you'll get to the token site. Press on Add, name your token, and hit Create. Keep in mind, your token will eventually expire, but you can always make a new one later. Once it's created, press here to copy your API key, head back to Janitor, and paste it in the API key box. Now for the custom prompt. As always, I recommend making your own prompt based on your RP style. But if you're not sure what to write, I've left a link in the description to my default system prompt for NSFW roleplay. Copy everything from that note and paste it into the custom prompt box. Now, press Add Configuration and save. Then go back to the 3-line menu again, open up API settings, and make sure the new configuration you just made is selected. Now, let's set up generation settings. Go back to the 3-line menu again and this time open up generation settings. Temperature. Set it between 0.7 and 1.0. Max tokens. That's up to you. I usually put it at 500. If you want unlimited replies, just set it to 0. Context size. I recommend 64K. That's the sweet spot. Of course, you can go all the way to 128K, but if you get memory issues, just drop it back down to 64K. Save your settings, and you're almost done. A couple of things about errors and rerolls. If Janitor keeps throwing errors, just refresh the site. Sometimes you'll have to refresh multiple times. Also, go into configuration and hit test. If you get a green message saying valid API key, configuration works, then you're good. I know Janitor can be a pain with proxies, but Character.AI just isn't as flexible for these kinds of setups. If you keep getting errors, refresh, wait a few minutes, and try again. Eventually, it should work. Now, about message limits. Like I said earlier, the site doesn't have hard limits, but there's a catch with re-rolling messages. If you try to re-roll a reply, it will always give you the same message again. There are two ways around this. First, you can add a dot or a space to your input that forces a new reply. Or, you can just wait about a minute for the re-roll cooldown. But honestly, it's easier to just add a little change to your message and send it again. Don't worry, this re-roll limit only applies when the servers are full. If your re-roll returns the same reply, just edit and add a random space to your previous input, and re-roll will work. And that's it. Stay tuned for more tutorials, free LLM setups, and CharacterAI alternatives. Make sure to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. See you in the next video. And as always, happy role-playing.